guys, it's Becky. Welcome back to my channel. I'm really excited because next week my annual gift guide videos go up on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. I do this series on my channel every year the week before Thanksgiving to show you guys what I'm giving our girls for Christmas. I have a 15-year-old daughter and a 9-year-old daughter, and I say I'm giving them because my husband really has nothing to do with the shopping process other than making most of the money to buy them with. Other than that, he has really not much input or doesn't even know half the time what they're getting for Christmas until they open it. That's why I say I. So if I keep saying I, that's why. He is involved behind the scenes, but he doesn't really have much to do with what they get for Christmas or how we handle gifts. That is my department, and that's what I'm going to be sharing with you guys today, because every time I share a gift guide video for them, whether it's Christmas or what we got them for their birthdays or for Easter, I get a lot of questions about how we handle gifts. How do we know how much to spend? How do we budget for gifts? How do we try to keep things even, or do we keep things even? How I find good deals, where I get their gifts from. So I figured I would try to answer as many of those questions in today's video, leading up to those videos coming out next week. So make sure that you are subscribed if you're interested in seeing those gift guide videos next week. Even if you think you're subscribed, double check, because YouTube's been unsubscribing people lately without them knowing it. So make sure you're subscribed and make sure you have your bell notifications turned on so you'll be notified whenever I upload new videos. So anyway, today we're talking all things gifts. So the first thing is, how much do we spend? People ask that a lot, and I get that question a lot from kids and from adults that watch my gift guide videos. How much do we spend on gifts for Christmas or any occasion? And really, we have no set amount of what we spend. It really varies year to year depending on what the girls want, what we find for them that we think they'll want, and the budget. Thankfully, the girls don't really ask for anything really expensive, and that works out pretty nicely. But I mean, still, we really base it on what they want, what we find, and what we can afford. Now, if somebody asks for something crazy expensive, even if we could technically afford it, I typically don't do that, just because I don't feel like most of the things that would be a really expensive item would be worth it. We don't buy them cell phones. My oldest daughter's the only one that has a cell phone. She gets the hand-me-down from one of us. So that's not an issue. She uses my laptop and we homeschool, so she doesn't need anything for school. So things like that, they really don't ask for a lot of expensive things, which does work out. The next thing I get asked a lot, or I get a lot of scrutiny over, is how do we keep their gifts even? So I know people handle this differently in families. Some people say, well, you get the same amount of presents, but the value of them doesn't matter. Some people try to keep the value really, really close. I'm kind of a mix of both of those things. I definitely make sure the girls have an equal amount of gifts. It gets a little trickier, at least for us, as the girls are getting older, because I know the times are coming when my oldest daughter is going to be wanting and needing things that are more expensive than my youngest. That doesn't mean that I'm going to run out and go spend the same amount on my youngest if that's not what she needs or wants, just to keep it even. You know what I mean? So, and I know some people have said they solve that issue with, if they spent $200 on one kid but only $100 on the other kid, they'll give that other kid an extra $100 in cash. I don't really see myself ever doing that, because to me, that is keeping an emphasis on how much something cost and not the thought behind it or the need that you might need it and somebody else might not need something that expensive. So I really don't ever see myself doing that, but if that works for your family, that's great. But for us, I don't really see myself ever giving anybody money to equal what the other child's gifts cost. As far as knowing what to get and finding good deals, I shop all year long. I've talked about this before. I'm not just shopping, October or November for Christmas gifts. I am shopping all year long. Whenever I find something for the girls, whether it's big, medium, or small, I will pick it up and save it, keep it in my closet hidden away. I have boxes on my side of the closet and my husband's side of the closet where I keep gifts to keep them secret. And it's not just for the girls, it's for anybody. Anytime I find a gift for anyone that I think they will like, I will go ahead and get it as long as it's in the budget and save it. And then whenever the next occasion comes up, I already have a gift. And a way to keep this organized for me is, whenever I buy something, I record it on a Word document. I write down who it's for, how much it costs, and just keep that, add to it as time goes on. So then when Christmas comes, I go to that list and I already know what's in those boxes up above, in my closet. I already know what I have for the girls that would be a good gift, or a good stocking stuffer, or something good for the grandparents. I've already got that already set aside. And then that way I can start dividing up and putting each child in a category. So like oldest daughter's tree gifts, youngest daughter's tree gifts. And I can cut and paste those items that I already have and put them in those categories. Same thing with stocking stuffers. And then I can look and see, okay, is there something that they've wanted or asked for or needed that I can get them to add to this stuff that I already have? And then I'll kind of fill that in. And then same thing with stocking stuffers. And then that is when I really start to balance out the list. If I have a lot of stuff extra, which I usually do, it could be maybe bumped down to the stocking stuffer category depending on how much it costs, or I can save it for their birthdays or Easter or Valentine's Day or whatever the next occasion may be. But that's really how I keep track of what I have. I save a lot of money doing that because I'm shopping all year long, so I'm using coupons, I'm finding things on sale and on clearance and saving them and then giving them to them whenever the next occasion is. So that really helps me save a lot of time. It helps me save and balance out money that I'm spending on occasions when I'm not spending so much money all at once. It's kind of trickling throughout the year versus having a bunch of stuff I'm buying all at once in October or November or December. The way that we try to handle gifts is I do try to limit their gifts. Now, what is limited to somebody may not be enough to somebody else. If I say, you know, my kids are getting 7 tree gifts and that's me keeping it to a minimum, to somebody else they may think, well, my kids get, you know, 12 or 20 or whatever tree gifts. And other people might think 7, that's a lot. My kids get 1 or 2, you know, that's okay. I'm just saying in terms of what I think is limited, I try really hard to keep it to a minimum because, number one, I don't want them to be greedy. I made a video about that last year about spoiled kids. I am not trying to raise spoiled kids. Also, they have a lot already. We really don't need much else. So I really try to keep it to a minimum. And then also, they're gonna get gifts from their grandparents, from their uncle and aunt, and even my husband's work gives the kids 2 gifts every Christmas, which is amazing and really generous, but that's also 2 more things that we're adding to the house to make room for or do something with. So I do try to keep that in consideration. And the girls' birthdays are right after Christmas. I have one in January and one in February. So there's a lot of stuff coming in the house between December and February. I really don't want to just have so much stuff just for the sake of having stuff. And yes, I love giving them things and I want to spoil them and I want to give them everything all at once, but I really try to control myself as best as possible. So there's no set amount each year, but I do try to keep it as minimal as I can. And something else I want to bring up to you guys is now that I have a channel, I do have companies that email me pretty much on a daily basis wanting to send me things or wanting to work with me. Pretty much 90% of those I do not work with for various reasons. But a lot of the times it's mostly just because it's not something I'm interested in, or it's something I already know I don't like, or it's not something my kids would be interested in, or it's not something I don't feel like, or it's something I don't feel like you guys would really care to see. I try to only work with companies that either I know I like their products or that brand, or it's something I think you guys would benefit from. So especially around Christmas time, I have a lot of companies that will message me and they want to put their gifts in my gift guide videos. And I'm really, really, really particular about that because my gift guide videos are one of my favorite, or some of my favorite videos to make all year long. People talk about them all year long, they ask about them all year long, and they are my most popular videos on my channel. So I try as hard as I can to not let that get tarnished by anything that may be given to me. There are a few exceptions, and these are companies that I have worked with for a very long time that I actually contacted them years ago and said, hey, we've loved your products for years and years and years. I would really love to work with you. Those companies will send me things, and I will include those in my gift guide videos because I'm allowed to choose what I want of their products that I think my girls will actually like to give them as a gift and to show to you guys. So in those situations, some of those items are free, but they are things that I would have paid for or I have paid for in the past with my own money. I just now happen to get for free. So that's the only time that I really ever show anything in a gift guide video that is free, is when it's something that I either have purchased something like it in the past or I would have purchased it with my own money. And I know plenty of people say this, but I would not be willing to compromise the integrity of any of my videos with just a product that I got for free, just for the sake of getting something for free to be able to share with you guys in a video. If it's not something that I want or my kids are going to be interested in or want, then I'm not going to even bother to share it with you guys. And I have turned down several companies just because they either wanted to send me a specific thing and that thing wasn't something I wanted to share or I didn't think my girls would like, or they wanted me to say things in a certain way in a certain order. And I said no, because I want my gift guide videos, I want all of my videos, but I want my gift guide videos especially to be just me sitting down talking to you guys, sharing what I'm legitimately giving my kids for Christmas. And I don't want it to be some kind of commercial where I'm like, look at this, here's this, and saying things in a certain order. I refuse to do that. So yes, it costs me free products, and in some cases it actually costs me money that I am not making because I'm not working with those companies for my gift guide videos. So I felt like I just wanted to say that to you guys and get that kind of out in the open so you don't have any doubts going into the gift guide videos next week or looking back at any of my previous gift guide videos. You don't have any doubts at all about where the gifts came from. 90% of them I paid for them with my own money. There are just a few things from a few companies like Mindwear and Klutz that I have worked with in the past, and I have continued to work with them over the years, and I hope to continue to work with them in the future. There's a couple things from those companies that I did get sent to me, but they are things that I legitimately went through and picked out. And they weren't just a bunch of stuff that I was sent and didn't even know what it was and like, oh, here, I'm giving them this. It was things I really, really wanted and asked for. So that is kind of in a nutshell how we handle gifts around here, as far as how I shop for them, how I keep them organized, how much we spend on gifts, and how I handle things that are sent to me from companies. I really hope you enjoyed this video and it gave you some ideas of how you can kind of plan for different occasions, especially Christmas coming up, and the holidays, and how you can get gifts all year long, save money that way, keep them organized, know what you have. And it comes in really handy, especially when your kids get invited to that last minute birthday party. If you've been shopping all year long and you've got these kind of gifts stockpiled up, it really does come in handy to just go to your gift closet, grab what you've got, look through this and tell your kid, okay, we're going to Jennifer's birthday party. Which of these things do you want to give them? Don't take them to the store and say, pick out Jennifer's gift. They're gonna pick out some huge thing. They have these things to pick from where they can shop from your closet or your gift box or wherever you keep them hidden, and they have only a certain amount of things to pick from that they think that friend would like. So that's kind of how we handle things around here. I really, really hope it was helpful. Make sure if you're not subscribed that you do that and that you click the notification bell so you'll be notified when I upload any new videos. This is a really exciting time of year for me. I love my gift guide videos. I cannot wait to see you guys next week for my gift guide videos. There are 4 of them. Starting on Monday at 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, I will have my 15-year-old's tree gifts, and then Tuesday will be her stocking stuffers, then Wednesday will be my 9-year-old's tree gifts, and then Thursday will be her stocking stuffers. So I can't wait to see you guys next week. I hope you will join me for all of my gift guide videos, and I'll see you soon. Bye.